Okay, welcome back to the POPCAST. If this is your first time listening, my name is I did this on other episodes too. My name is Alicia. I'm the host of the POPCAST, and this is the podcast where I talk about all things popular music and popular culture and like music industry and all that fun stuff. It is part of my honors project, which means that this podcast is coming to an end soon. I'm sorry. I believe this is episode 8. I have one more actual episode and a conclusion episode for you guys. I'm sorry. But I did have fun doing this, so maybe I'll continue this in the future. If it's, something I have time to do, something I'm interested in doing and changing it up. So if it's maybe more of a different style and more relaxed and something like that kind of vibe. I did have to kind of follow a certain format for my project, but yeah, I do enjoy talking about music and stuff, so I would love to continue it in the future. But if this is your first time listening, thank you so much for checking this out. If this is you've listened to every episode, thank you. I really appreciate it. Every listen counts. So I do appreciate it. But yeah, if you have not checked out my other episodes, if you're listening on YouTube, just go ahead and click on my name and you can check out all my other episodes there. And if you want to be notified when my next one goes up, go ahead and click that subscribe button. But yeah, I have a kind of a continue on of my last episode, but kind of on the opposite spectrum, and today we're talking about the rise of streaming services in terms of music, and how they've been on the rise and all that fun stuff. It's, like I said, this is kind of a continuation of my last episode, where I talked about the rise in vinyl, because when I first recorded this episode, I had them together, but I decided I separate them into 2 separate episodes. So it's I'm gonna have the chance to kind of delve a little bit deeper into the topics, and it's like the opposite of vinyl. Like, this is very portable, and stuff. So if you are interested in hearing about the rise of streaming services, and stuff in the music world, go ahead and stick around. And yeah, so thank you so much for listening, and let's just go ahead and delve into music streaming services. So if you're still here, that means you're interested in hearing about the rise of music streaming services. I'm gonna be honest up front, I use Spotify Premium. To me, that is the superior. If you use Apple Music, okay. For a while in high school, when I first started working and I had some money, and I was like, I'm gonna invest in a music streaming service. I'm gonna pay for it. I'm like, whatever. I'm investing. Like, what is there to invest in? I'm gonna, check out music streaming services. I use Spotify Premium first, and then, I'll try to give Apple Music a try. Then I go back to Premium. I go back and forth, just to see which one I really like the best. And I'm gonna be honest, Spotify Premium is where it's at. I like the ability to find playlists a lot easier with Spotify Premium. To be honest, I have not used Apple Music in a couple years, so I don't know how it's changed, but I know when I first started using Apple Music, it's kind of hard for me to find playlists, and I like this ability on Spotify where it curates, your Discover Weeklies and your daily mixes and your release radars and your daily drives, and all that stuff, and the ability to just find other people's playlists and save them and all that stuff. I do really prefer on Spotify. Again, I have not used Apple Music in years, so I don't know how it's improved. But to me, Spotify is just better. I like it a lot better. I think it's more user friendly, and all that stuff. Yeah, so that's my opinion. If you do use Apple Music, let me know. Let me know why. Let me know what you like about it. But to me, I prefer it. I don't know if anyone uses Pandora. I haven't used Pandora in years. To me, that's just like a radio thing. Can you make playlists on Pandora? I don't know. I haven't used Pandora since middle school or early high school. So if you use Pandora, let me know. I forget that's around. I think Tidal is a thing. If people use Tidal, I remember that was really divisive, and a lot was on the news about Tidal and stuff when that first came out. I think there's Amazon Music and Google. I think there's a Google thing. I don't know. To me, I think of music streaming services. I just think of Spotify, Apple Music, so I'm gonna like reference those the most, and that's what I have experience using. But I'm sure there's others out there. Let me know if you use like some like streaming service maybe no one's heard of. Because that'd be interesting. Yeah, I will forever use Spotify. So if you use Apple Music, I don't think you're ever gonna change my mind. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about some data about streaming services and kind of how they're on the rise, and I think they've been like gradually going. I think in today's day and age, it's rare that people like buy like songs or like buy like albums and stuff like from like an iTunes. Like, can you still do that? Like, can you still buy like songs on like iTunes? I think iTunes went away, so like I don't think you like can buy stuff on like that stuff anymore. Like, so like it's been so long since I've used anything like that, so like can you? Is there still a way to like, I know you buy CDs and stuff, but like is there's like still a way like you can buy music like online? Interesting. That's like something I haven't really thought of, but like I think iTunes went away, so I don't know if there's anything still out there for that. But yeah, so like if you want to listen to music like on like your phone or whatever, I'm pretty sure you have to use some sort of streaming service, whether or not that's a paid for like premium service or like the free version where you just like deal with ads and stuff. I know Spotify has buttered their free version. Like before, like you could not choose songs, but I think now on regular you can choose songs, but you get ads and maybe there's a certain amount of skips possibly still. Like again, it's been so long since I've like used a not paid streaming service. So if you use Spotify like regular, like the free version, let me know how that works. I know last time I had it, you could not choose it. You had to shuffle on things. And there's still ads, obviously. And is there a limited number of skips still? I feel like that's still a thing. I feel like there's still a limited amount of skips like per hour or something. So yes. But yeah, but I've had a paid streaming service for music since I was probably 16, 17. And I started working and had like consistent paycheck. I would pay for Spotify Premium. And I love it. I still love it. But yeah. But definitely over the years, more people have gone to that. Like, it was still kind of like among like, I guess like my peers, it wasn't like common. Nowadays, I think it's hard to find someone, I think, who's in their teens to 20s, and older that does not pay for a music streaming service, or at least uses a music streaming service at least. Because that's just the way people listen to music nowadays. So this article is from 2020. I guess it's technically 2021 because it's talking about the data from 2020. I'm trying to. It was published on February 2021. This was after the RIAA, which is the Recording Industry Association of America, published their 2020 data. From what I found, they have not released their 2021 data as of recording this episode, so I don't have the 2021 data for you. But it said that the RIAA found the paid music streaming subscriptions in the U.S. saw their biggest ever year-to-year leap in 2020, with 15 million new people buying a music streaming subscription last year from services like Apple Music and Spotify, bringing the total number of paying U.S. music subscribers to 75.5 million. A lot of people. Yeah, so a lot of people, at least in the U.S., are paying for a music streaming service. The total recorded music revenue jumped to 12.2 billion last year from 11.1 billion in 2019, according to the report. A 9.2% increase year over year. The increase in the 4-year streak of double-digit growth. So it didn't grow double digits of like music revenue, but It's a grow big. And it says that okay. It says that streaming now makes up 83% of U.S. total recorded revenue, with paid subscriptions making up 64% of the total, so over half. Streaming revenue grew 13% last year, so it grew up to $10.1 billion, supported by paid subscriptions along with radio streamers like SiriusXM. So that's the most recent data that I have found about streaming services. So it's on the rise. In last year, 2020, when people are stuck inside, not being able to go to concerts or anything, during the first like lockdown and stuff, they were just like, got to entertain themselves, so they were buying music streaming services. Like, they were tired of listening to the ads or whatever, and so they bought a music subscription, because it's really convenient. You can pull up music on your phone, you can pull it up on your laptop, a tablet, iPad, anything like that. You can just pull it up on your smart TV, like all that stuff. You can just have it and log in, and you can have access to all the music you want. You can pull up your playlist, your favorite songs, albums, artists, all that stuff. Just one little app. And to me, I think it's like cheaper. Like, I pay $9.99 a month, I believe, for my Spotify Premium subscription. And with that, I believe I get Hulu. I think I get Showtime with it too. All up into one. Sorry, I get distracted. I'm like recording in like a school building, and I see people walk by, and I get distracted. Stop. My Apple Watch is going off. My goodness. Okay. Got a text. I'll text them back later. So yeah, there's so many reasons why like it's better. Yeah, so I get at least Hulu. I think I get Showtime even with it. And like if you're a college student, you get college discounts, like all that stuff, all included in like a music streaming service. And like, so you're paying, the $10 a month or whatever. Like, even you just have just like a standard subscription, you're paying $10 a month for just a music service. You're getting like thousands and thousands and thousands of songs you can listen to whenever you want for that price. And I think that's a great deal, right? Because like before, like I know, like when I was buying songs on iTunes and stuff with like gift cards, it would be like close to $2 for one song, right? It'd be like, I think like $1.29 or something, like $1.30. I think something around there was what I think when the last time I bought like music on iTunes was, and it'd be like $15 or so for the album or whatever. And so what you get, like 15 songs or something. Like sometimes songs would only be like 60 cents or something. If it was like not like a super popular artist or something, like you might get it for like a cheaper price. But it was like almost $1 usually for at least one song. Like that was like the cheapest. So that adds up, right? When like, especially when you're someone like me who listens to so much music, like that could get expensive. So then you're having to use YouTube, and then there's ads on YouTube, and you have to like create playlists, and so like that can be hard. But now there's YouTube Music, so that's easier. I've not used that at all, but again, that's a streaming service, right? So like there was just not a convenient way or a cost-effective way to have all of your music in one spot. Like, of course, you could illegally download. We don't promote illegal activity on the show. No, we don't. We don't, do YouTube link converters or anything like that. No, we don't do that here. But, people have to find ways to do that. And, like, there wasn't, like, an easy, cost-effective, way to have all your music in one place. Like, it's hard for me to imagine. Like, I was lucky where I started getting, like, a premium service right when, like, my music and interest, like, peaked, right? When I was, like, music all the time. Like, I sure was, like, before, like, when I got premium service, like, in middle school and early high school, but I just, like, dealt with it, right? And I just listened to the same stuff over again, but, like, even I didn't mind, because, like, I was, like, kind of sticking to, like, some similar artists and stuff, and I found ways around it, but then I hit, 16, and I started, like, falling really in love with music, like, to an even more extreme level, right? Like, I was discovering all these bands. I was, like, delving into the emo, pop punk, alternative rock, punk rock, all this stuff. I found so many bands. And then, I got a job. I got some money. I paid Spotify Premium, and it's just, like, it's amazing, right? I can, I don't have to have internet. I can just play it on my phone. I can find all the stuff. I can download stuff. I can create playlists. I can find playlists. You know, I can create, like, if I'm going to a concert, like, if I want to put all the music from all the bands, all the concert into one playlist, I can have it easily. I don't have to, like, search for it or, like, get it from one place, you know, and pay money and all this stuff. It's all in one place for me. And that's really, really convenient, really easy, and I can just put it on my phone. I have it. I can take it in the car. I can plug it in my phone, play it from my car. I don't have to switch CDs or anything like that. I don't have to, like, flip through radio stations. It's all in one place. I think that's what a lot of people realize with these streaming services is that it's so much more cost effective and simpler than using something like an iTunes where you have to pay for every single song you want. Now, of course, there is the side that a lot of artists, the music artists, you know, point out, like, whether or not Spotify is giving enough money to the artist from song plays and stuff. And that is something I don't feel educated in enough to talk about. That's not something that, like, I have enough knowledge or ability to talk about because I haven't done enough research into that, and I'm not in the music business, right? Do I feel like artists should be compensated for, you know, Spotify plays and whatnot? Of course. Numbers I've seen definitely isn't the greatest from just a few things I've seen, but that's a whole debate for another time. And again, I don't feel educated enough to talk about that, or, like, I have the ability to talk about it because, again, I'm not in the music business. I'm just a 22-year-old college student who likes music. So the ability to have it all in one place and easy to use is really beneficial to people in the age of technology, in the age of people wanting things easy, portable, simple, fast. And that's what streaming services have allowed people to do, right? Like, they're able to just open up Spotify and have the music right away. Like, as someone who looks forward to music releases, the fact that I can easily, at midnight, open up Spotify and the song or album that I want to listen to that was supposed to drop is there right away is great. Like, it's super simple. It's beneficial. I love it. Like, I love being able to, as soon as midnight hits, open up Spotify and play the songs all the way through. And there you go. And I've listened to music that I've been looking forward to. Like, of course you could do that, right? And other things like Spotify, but you have to pay for it. And if you didn't have the ability or the money to pay for it, you know, you're going to have to wait to listen to that music, right? Like, to me, like, it's hard to imagine, like, not having that instant ability to listen to something right away. Because then you also have to wait for it to download. And, like, if you don't have good Wi-Fi, that could take a minute to download. But now it's instantaneously on Spotify. I open up, it's there. And Spotify's suggesting it to me right when I open it. Like, they know, like, I'm looking forward to, like, they just know my music taste. They know I've listened to them before. Like, oh, check out the new blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah. And it's there. And it's right away. In my release radar, like, they're like, oh, have you checked out these songs yet? And it's, like, songs by, like, bands I've, like, casually listened to in the past or whatever. Maybe a song from a band that I forgot was releasing. And they're like, here, it's on this playlist for you to listen to. And it's right there for me. Or, like, do you want to listen to this daily mix? It's all, like, pop songs or, you know, emo songs or whatever. And it's there. It's right there for me. And I could search a playlist for a specific mood or phrase or style or whatever in Spotify. And I can find, like, Spotify's playlist for it. Or I can find, like, some other users for it, like, playlists that they made that's something similar, like, what I'm looking for. And it's all there for me. It's great. And that's, like, you know, why I think services like Spotify have become such a staple and, like, a necessity almost for people who, you know, like music or want to have the access to music when they want it. Of course, not everyone uses it. Like, my dad uses it. He doesn't pay for it, but he has his Spotify that he uses and has his playlist that he likes to listen to with his songs and whatever. Trying to think. My mom doesn't use it. My mom still listens to the radio or her CDs. I love when, like, she comes up to visit me at school. and she'll just pick a CD and let's just let that play over and over again. McGraw, I think there's some Kenny Chesney, maybe some Rascal Flatts, Carrie Underwood. I think what else is in that like CD thing, but it's like the same CDs from like when I was a kid. So that's really fun. Or trying to find a radio station that like connects to her car from up here. That's fun. But yeah, there are some people who like, they just don't want it. They just don't, they like using CDs or the radio, and it's not a need for them, right? And they have that option to not use it, because they just wouldn't use it, so they're going to pay for it if they're not going to use it, which is totally fine, right? You know, and if it's not something they feel like they need, then they don't have to get it. But for a lot of people, as these numbers are showing, there is somewhat of a need for it, whether or not they use it all the time. You know, we don't know. Like, everyone's gonna use it like me, listens to it all the time. You know, I'm on my laptop when I'm doing homework, or when I'm driving, or working out, or whatever. You know, Spotify is always going. That's why I had like 35,000 or something minutes of Spotify use, which is kind of low for me, I think, last year. But now I'm thinking about it, like a lot of times when I was doing work last year, especially over the summer, I just had like Law & Order SVU playing in the background on Hulu instead of Spotify. That was my background noise. Yes, I watched Law & Order SVU as background noise while I wrote my articles for my internship. What does that say about me? I'll let you all decipher that. But yeah, you know, streaming services have become the staple for music listening, right? For portable music listening, for on-the-go music. For a lot of people, Spotify or Apple Music or something has always been around for how they listen to music. Like, there's really people who are like in middle school now or something that, you know, younger like people who are probably a little bit younger, maybe not quite high school, but maybe like middle school, for sure, like elementary school and stuff, who that's all they know. That's the only way they know how to listen to music is for on apps like Apple Music and Spotify, and it's become just like a staple in, you know, popular culture. Like a music streaming service is how people find and listen to music. Like, they don't know about, you know, having to pay per song and wait for it to download and stuff. Like, for some people, especially people now, like kids nowadays, that's how they're gonna know. That's how they're gonna know that the music is on a service like Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever. Like, they're gonna know how to use it like right away, and it's like, and that's just showing like the change in the culture and everything around music listening in the music industry is they're going to be gearing it towards getting streams and plays or whatever on services like YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Music, you know, whatever services are out there. That's what they're going to aim towards promoting, is streaming it on those services, because that's how people are consuming music. There isn't that's the go-to way. There's no longer pushing, you know, going to buy a CD or something like that. It's pushing saving, like pre-saves. To me, like, there's no more pre-orders. Like, you don't pre-order something anymore. Like, pre-order a vinyl or something like that. But that's not the only way people are consuming their music. Like, the primary way is they're pre-saving it on something. Like, nowadays, people aren't tweeting out pre-order this. And this is like merch or something, right? They're tweeting, pre-save my song on Apple Music or Spotify, right? They're tweeting out links, and the options are pre-save, pre-save, pre-save. So, like, you can pre-save something, and then it goes automatically to your songs or accounts or whatever on a streaming service the minute it drops. Right? There's no pre-ordering and automatically charging your gift card or whatever, credit card or something on the account anymore. It's, you're going to pre-save it, and it's like, you're not paying for it because you're paying for that subscription service. So then the agreement with the subscription service is that you're getting all that music. Sorry, I don't know what went on with that chair. So like that's how it is now. And I think I've noticed that change, like, as I've gotten older and, like, through the years, especially, like, when I got to college and stuff. But I think just now I'm, like, I've noticed it a lot more now that, like I said, I think iTunes is gone. Like, I don't remember the last time I, like, saw something to, like, buy a song on, like, an online system, right? It's buying these subscriptions to services instead of paying per album, paying per song. Like, can you imagine, like, if Spotify made you pay for every album you saved? Like, if you woke up tomorrow and Spotify was like, now you have to pay, like, $5 for every album you saved, like, that's crazy. But if you think about it, 10 years ago, that's how you bought music. Like, you paid $10 or more for an album, and you paid $1.29 for a song. But nowadays, like, people wouldn't do that. But that's how people did it now. Like, that's how growing up for a long time for me, that's how music was. Like, I had my iPod on my iTunes account or my early iPhones, and that's how I got my music. I remember having to, like, save up and go buy an iTunes gift card to buy the new One Direction album. Like, I remember specifically going, I had to go buy a birthday gift for someone a friend at the time. Like, I guess she was a friend, acquaintance, someone I had gone to school with for years. And I got invited to her 16th birthday party. So I was 15 at the time because she turned 16 before I did. This is all information you don't need. You don't care how I know this girl, anything. But I had to go buy. I don't remember. I had to go buy a gift card. I had to go buy her birthday gift. So I decided I was gonna get her an iTunes gift card. I think is what I decided on, and a card and a gift card or whatever. And I bought my own extra money, and I bought like a $40 worth of iTunes gift cards. And it was for the new One Direction album, and I think the new Five Sauce album, and I think the new Selena Gomez album. I think I, like, calculated the amount of money or something I needed for this, and I had saved up, money I'd gotten from, like, I don't know, from, like, Easter and, like, from, like, casual, like, babysitting job or something like that. Like, I had saved up money. This was before I had a job. It's about a year before I had a job. And I had to buy those gift cards, so I had them, and then I had to put them on my iTunes account for, like, my iPhone. On my iPhone. I'm saying iPhone, like, on my phone. I'm saying iPhone like it's like it's the early days of smartphones. On my phone, on my iTunes account. And so I had them, and then, when those albums dropped, then the money went on my gift card. And, like, you had to, like, if you were going to do that, you had to calculate so that you had enough money, because either if you didn't, like, if you had a card on the account for some reason, like, that card got charged, or you just wouldn't get them, you wouldn't get the music, right? So, like, if I so happened to have, like, my parents' card on my phone, on my iTunes account for some reason, and I didn't have enough money, and that card was getting charged, and then they'd be like, what was this charge? And I was like, well, that was for, like, that album that I wanted or something, right? And so, like, you had to calculate, like, you had to carefully do it so you'd have enough money. Yeah, like, you had to carefully do it, right? You had to make sure you had enough money. And so, like, because there was, like, a month when, like, the new Selena Gomez album, maybe it had already come out, or it was about to come out, the new Five Sauce album, Sounds Good, Feels Good was the album, in case you were wondering. It was Rare. Was it Rare? No. Revival. Oh my god. Revival. That was the name of that. Revival would come out, or was about to come out. Sounds Good, Feels Good was about to come out, and Made in the AM, the final One Direction album. Like, those were albums coming out, and, like, I needed those in my life, so I was gonna pay money for it. I remember, like, I think I was with my sister. Like, my dad had taken us, and I think we were out running errands or something, and I needed to get these gift cards or whatever. And I think one of my sisters, like, were, like, super confused why I was doing that, and I was like, well, it's her money, like, whatever. And I was like, yeah, because to me, music was very important, so I made sure I had gift cards for it. And that's, like, up until, again, I had a job, like, that's how I had to get my music. It was that, or listening to it on YouTube, or finding some other way to, like, listen to my music that I wanted to listen to. Like, I could kind of get Spotify to work in my school, like, But again, it was the free version of Spotify. So, like, only certain stuff could play, and my school's reception wasn't that good with, like, the student Wi-Fi and stuff. So it was, like, hit and miss whether I could get music to work on the free version of Spotify. So that was why, you know, like, when I was able to, I got a streaming service. I think for a lot of people, you know, having the ability to do that was, like, a game changer. And nowadays, people, like, as these numbers show, that's how people listen to music now. And, like, so that's why these numbers, like, streaming services, like, are booming at the moment for music. And I don't think, like, it's a sudden boom. I think there was just COVID, and people are like, well, I can't go to a concert, so I want to hear my music, so the streaming service, right? That's how they did it. They wanted to have ability to listen to whatever music they wanted to because they were stuck inside. So they decided to join Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Tidal, like, whatever service it might have been for them. So they did. Right? And I think, like, the biggest thing is that it's just, you know, cheaper than having to pay for every single song or album or anything you want to listen to. It's having that flat price. You pay that every month, and you have access to everything. You know, as long as the artist has that music on Spotify, you have access to it. And again, we're in the age of everyone wants everything fast. They want it easy. They want it convenient. They want it to be able to portable, and they want it to be able to have it on their phone. There's an app for everything nowadays, so they have the ability to have whatever music they want on their phone when they want it. They're gonna sign up for it. So yeah. Now, of course, there's still people who don't, like I said before, like, who don't use it, or they're gonna find ways around not having to pay for it at all and all that stuff. But again, we don't promote illegal activity on the show. We don't. But there's still ways out there to do it, like, of course. But, you know, do I think having a streaming service available that lowers the price of having access to music, or a lower price to have access to more music? I think there's a great benefit to it, and maybe there's less people using the sketchy ways of finding music. I don't know. But yeah, like to me, like 10 years ago, I was still, you know, like I said, buying gift cards and, like, getting the amount of, like, I think I got like $60 in iTunes gift cards. Like, I had to have been like 13, 14, like, right when, like, I finally, like, had my own iPod. Like, it was finally, like, just my iPod, which meant that I got to control what music went on it, and I could control the gift cards. I'd had, like, for my birthday / Christmas or whatever, I'd gotten, like, all these gift cards. I went through those so fast. Like, I bought Taylor Swift and One Direction and Little Mix and, like, everything. I was like, I used them up so fast. Like, I cannot imagine, like, nowadays having to do something like that, having to buy all the music. I would have $0. I'd have $0 in my bank account. Like, how, like, the amount of, like, times where, like, I've had, like, 3 or 4 albums drop in one day that I've been looking forward to. Like, that'd be easily, like, $60 or so, right? Like, gone, just for me, 3 or 4 albums. Like, to me, like, looking back now and knowing that I have those same albums plus thousands of songs more for just $10 a month, like, blows my mind. But that's how things were. And, like, that just blows my mind. But again, if you really think about it, that wasn't too long ago. I guess if you say 10 years, that was a long time ago. Like, to me, it doesn't feel like that long ago. But, like, I guess 10 years ago, I was doing that. Like, say I'm 22. Like I said, I think the last time. Well, I guess there was a couple times in high school where I'd gotten iTunes or Apple gift cards, and I decided to buy some songs. Just 'cause I didn't know what else I was going to use these gift cards for. Like, I didn't play games or anything on my phone. I have some games I play on my phone, but still there isn't much I do on my phone that like I need money for. Like, I don't know, but can I use it? I don't think I couldn't use it for like Spotify or anything. Like, if I wanted to maybe buy an app, like an app that you can only get if you paid money for it, like, I guess that's what I could use it for. But like at the time, like I didn't have anything, so like I bought a couple songs. So I guess, let's see, maybe I was 18, so that was still 4 years ago. So 4 or 5 years ago, probably the last time I paid for a song. I got an iTunes account. I think when iTunes like announced it was going away. Like, I don't remember, but I remember like I remember when it was announced. But yeah, like I said, the benefits of just being able to click on a song on my phone, have it there, like songs, create playlists, download songs. I could listen to them offline, online, you know, on an airplane, with connection, conveniently skip songs, you know, create playlists. I think for me, it's the playlists. For me, I think having those curated playlists, being able to find playlists, I think that's for me is what I love about a streaming service like Spotify. Like, so that's why I like them. So yeah, I don't even know what this episode was, but I had fun really reminiscing about like the days of not having a streaming not having streaming services for music. Like, I remember when I first used Pandora. Like, I remember like when Spotify and Pandora were like becoming a thing, and like I hated Spotify at first. I remember I couldn't figure out how to use it. Like, I didn't like it. I liked my like playlist on Pandora, like, the radio stuff. And nowadays, like, when I think about Pandora, I think about like anytime like there is those artist radios, like, that's why I don't like them. They're the same songs that they go through. Like, they hardly ever change it up, and like you know what's gonna come on next. And I get bored. Like, I get bored. But for some people who they like knowing what's gonna be next, and you know, because they know they're gonna like it. But like, I guess for someone like me who likes finding new music and likes changing things up, or having a variety of things, I guess that doesn't really work for me. Like, I love a long playlist. I love a good long playlist. When I'm searching for something on Spotify, like with a specific mood or something, and I find something that's like a couple hours long. Yes, that to me is golden. But that's just me. I know there's people who don't like that, but I do. But yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I have no idea how long this episode is. It could be really short, it could be really long. I have no idea. I just been talking. I went in a direction I didn't imagine it going, but I liked it. I liked what I talked about. But yeah, let me know if with Spotify, what streaming service you use. Are you Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube Music, Tidal? You know, let me know what you use. Let me know if you hate a music streaming service, or if you just hate them in general. If you don't use a music streaming service, your memories of having to like pay for music, like pay per song and stuff, all that fun stuff. Yeah. But again, if you have like a completely different opinion from me, that's fine. You know, comment it below, email me, whatever. But as per usual, I just ask that you be respectful, and I'll be respectful. But yeah, maybe I'll list my Spotify down below for you guys, so you can check it out. I don't post much on there. It's mainly just playlists of like concerts I have coming up and like of artists and stuff. It's rare that I like create an actual playlist of things. The most recent one I just did was the Wonderstruck 2022 lineup got dropped, so I have a whole playlist of a couple songs from each of the artists playing. But yeah, again, that's all I really create playlists for. Because I'm really bad at it. Bad at it. I get frustrated and impatient, and I'm inconsistent, and like I can't make decisions. But yeah. All my social media links will be linked down below with my Spotify. So you can follow them, keep up with me outside of this podcast. My email will be down below if you prefer to reach out to me through email. The article that I pulled that information from will be linked down below as always. Like I said, subscribe to my channel so you know when the next episode goes out. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening. I do really appreciate it. You know, share it with your friends. You know, every listen really does help, so I really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.